What's one thing your partner doesn't know? I try to give her the better half of life. If there are 2 pieces of pizza left and 1 piece is burned, I'll take the burnt one. She gets the good piece. If I'm going to shower and there's 1 normal towel left, I will use a hand rag or something to dry off. She gets the towel. If there's that unwanted end of the bread loaf, I'll make myself a sandwich using that sad end piece. I'll then make her sandwich with the good pieces. I do this all the time for the smallest things. She never knows. I try to make her life better in those small ways. Teachers, what's the worst thing you've done to a student? I was handing out homework sheets to my seniors. Class clown type balls his up and crams it in his mouth. Class laughs hysterically. For some unexplained reason, this makes me furious, and I really want to make him look like an idiot instead of looking cool. I calmly said eat it. He said what? And I said chew it up and swallow it. Thinking that I was calling his bluff and making him look dumb in front of everyone. But he really chewed it up and swallowed it, then said can I have a new homework? I seem to have misplaced mine. The other kids thought this was 1000x funnier than just putting the stupid paper in his mouth, so my plan was a total failure. I went to the principal after school and said I maybe told Kyle to eat his homework today. Are his parents going to sue or something? And the principal thought for a moment and said, Kyle's parents have met Kyle. I think they'll understand. What fact do you know that makes people go why the F do you know that? It was an annual tradition for the Pharaoh of Egypt to masturbate into the Nile with an audience. A co-worker told me one day, you'll know when it's truly the first day of spring because lake water will warm up and make any dead bodies in the lake float to the top surface due to bacteria. He continued with except for in Lake Superior where the water temperature never gets warm enough to build bacteria in a dead body. And that's one co-worker I'll never make mad right there. The first Pong machine was dropped off at a local tavern owned by friends of one of the developers for a test run. After a few days, the game started to malfunction. The tavern owner called one of the devs, Alan Alcorn, to come fix it, and when Alcorn got there it was discovered that it was malfunctioning because it was too full of quarters. Dragonflies are the most effective hunter on the planet, catching 95% of the prey they go after. In Massachusetts it's illegal to consume more than 3 sandwiches at a funeral. The most random law I've ever heard about.
What's the most badass thing you've accidentally said in the heat of the moment? I was crazy about this dude. He was intelligent, hot, funny, and a bit older. After a few weeks of dating he said he wasn't ready for a commitment. I told him to come pick up his book from my place, and not to reach out again as it hurt too much. I was that into him. So he comes to my apartment, I go to hand him the book, and begin to shut the door. He puts his foot in the way to stop it and says I don't know what to do. I'm not ready, but I can't stop thinking about you. Moving my hand off the door, I hand him the book anyways and said, then pick me up at 7. Anyways now we're married. About 25 years ago, I was in grade 9 and my parents bought me a pair of Air Max. I'm a female, but I had picked a pair of Air Max that were supposed to be for males because I preferred the color of the shoes. I was super pumped to get those shoes. We didn't have lots of money and it was a pretty extravagant purchase. Anyway, I was at our local shopping center and I ran into a group of guys I went to high school with. They were a real bunch of a-holes that thrived on dumping on other people. One of the guys had on the same pair of shoes and said to me, do you know you're wearing men's shoes? To which I quickly replied, then why the F are you wearing them? The other guys wet themselves laughing and it still stands out in my mind after all these years. There's no way you're this much of an a-hole naturally, you must go home and practice. Go wait with mommy, daddy might be going back to jail again. Guy pushed my 5-year-old daughter at the fish store and she started crying. When he heard me say that, he ran out of the store. I've never been to jail before.